And now, your host of our brand new show, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, founder and Chief Exit Officer Michael D. Rubin and Chief Financial Officer Jenny Swain.
Welcome, North Texas business owners, to Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. I am Michael D. Rubin, CEO of MDR Associates, and in the studio with me, our co-host,
Jenny Swain. Happy Sunday, everybody.
It is Easter Sunday. He has risen.
He has risen indeed.
We are so blessed to be here Easter with you. Hopefully you, if you went to church, you're maybe grabbing a bite to eat, and we are sitting here ready to talk about Chapter 3 in the book, Don't Do It Alone. Before we get into Don't Do It Alone, the last couple weeks we talked about Stop Making the Donuts, Chapter 1 of my brand new book, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value, and then Chapter 2, Timing is Everything. This chapter is a little bit of a warning chapter, but before we get into that...
Hey, Michael, why don't you take us back to why you wrote this book last summer in the first place?
Oh, wow. Well, I think the number one question is we've been selling businesses here at MDR Associates. We're a high-touch boutique M&A firm here in Frisco, Texas. We serve only Texas business owners. We are Texans serving Texans. We have two ambassadors, Ed Tootal Jones and Randy White have signed on to our brand and our team. And, the reason why I wrote the book, great question. The number one question, as we've met over 2,000 or 3,000 business owners in the boardroom and heard their story, and they've taken us back to their origination story, is sometime in that hour and a half complimentary discovery meeting at our office, they look at me and they say, "What's your process?"
They want to know what they're getting into.
Yeah. Everyone knows how to sell a car. Pretty much everyone knows how to call a realtor or put it on the MLS themselves. You can do that. I think you can sell a house. The MLS is a powerful tool. You simply can't sell your own business.
Right.
Many of my clients that I've listened to and heard their story, and gosh, we're a Christian firm. That just means we're high integrity, high transparency, high confidentiality at all times. Today's Easter. Yeah, I think it's serendipitous that the chapter we're going over is Don't Do It Alone.
That's right.
I mean, how many people? I can't imagine doing life without Jesus, doing life without my Lord and Savior, doing life without God in the middle of my marriage of 29 years. But you look at buying a car, buying a house. It's not like or selling a car, selling a house. It's not like selling your business. It's not.
It's emotional.
It's wildly emotional, wild roller coaster when you go to sell your company. But if you're a Texas business owner out there and you're asking yourself, well, I don't even know what my company is worth. I don't even know what my company's worth. I would say the reason I wrote the book was just to lay all of the things we've learned in 15 years and 225 closed transactions in the state of Texas, everything we've learned from the first discovery meeting to the wiring of funds, which took me probably 5 to 7 years to get my hands around even how to do the business. Right? I had a mentor in the business, and he taught me certain things about financial aspects of the business, how to look at tax returns and profit and loss and balance state. But that's 20% of the business. 80% is psychology. I call it sales psychology, poker playing. How do you get a competitive landscape with multiple bidders on a business to maximize the sale of that business? Trust me, my clients are worried about two things. Sell my company for maximum value and keep it confidential.
Right. And if you're selling it alone, you're probably not going to get multiple buyers, right? You're probably going to deal with one buyer, and if that doesn't work, then you're going to have to move on to the next one. If that doesn't work, you move on. I don't know that if you sell it by yourself, you're able to have that type of marketing advantage that we can provide.
I think you need a what I call a buffer in the middle. Somebody that will take the bad news from the buy side and the bad news from the seller. Because, when you're your own intermediary, you're trying to sell your business for yourself. There's a warning chapter. I go into this. There's a 3% chance of success, 3%. On the flip side, we're 90%, over 90% successful with every engagement that we take. And people think, well, I'm just going to save that 10 to 12% fee. You Google how much a business broker M&A advisory firm makes as a success fee. It's 10 to 12%. We try to cut. We do. We don't try. We cover our fee by a mile.
Right.
Meaning the first offer is $5 million. right? Let's say there's a $10 million offer. First offer is $5 or $6 million. We get that to 8. We get it to 10, sometimes 11. We've covered our 10% or 12% fee by a mile on a smaller transaction, a $1.5, $2 million deal. Same philosophy, right? First offer comes in on a $2 million deal at 1.5. We get that offer to $2 million or more. And we've done it many, many times. We cover our fee by a mile.
Right. You've never done a deal without multiple buyers in the mix.
Never,
right?
never. One buyer in the mix does not get a deal done. I say it on every show. If you have one bidder, they'll wear you out, talk you down, decrease the cash, increase the seller financing. They're going to sweeten the deal, and because there's no natural built-in fear of loss.
And all that time that's going on, you're being distracted from running your business.
100%. That's really good point, Jenny. Is that if you do try to sell it yourself, you're going to take your eyes off your business, which is disastrous. As we say, when it starts ticking down year over year, it's almost unsellable.
Right.
So when we take on a project, we only take on one out of five or so.
Right. What's your limit? You said you have a certain.
I work with we as a team. We have 7 of us, but I'm the lead deal maker, so I can handle 3 to 5, 6 per quarter.
Yep.
So we only sell 10 or 12 per year.
Right.
So I would just say this: if you're a business owner here in North Texas and you built a manufacturing distribution service company or any other type of company, we're agnostic, right? We look at all types of businesses and we represent all types of businesses. If you're someone that's approaching retirement age, you're thinking about stopping and smelling the roses, for the first 5 callers or texts, anyone that calls or texts me in the first 5 are going to get a complimentary copy of the book that I'm holding in my hand, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. I'm going to give you my personal cell phone, private and direct to me, is 469-995-6060, 469-995-6060. First 5 people to call or text me. I'm the founder and CEO of MDR Associates. I'd love to have contact with you, send you my book, whether you want to come in for a discovery meeting or not. If you come in for a discovery meeting after our introductory call, we'll go over in about an hour and a half. We'll go over your story, your value proposition, and what we think it's worth. It's called an opinion of value, and certainly that opinion of value is complimentary. So for the first 5 people, 469-995-6060, call or text me. Our cell phone, cell phone direct to my hip is 469-995-6060. What I'd like to talk about now, Jenny, is as people try to operate their business and they get to a point where they get an offer from another company. This happens a lot. Okay. I'll get a call or a text. We've been doing this 15 years, and I'll be in contact with somebody, and they'll call me and say, you know what, I have a strategic company that called me, and they're making me a verbal offer. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, verbal offers are really worthless. I said last week, LOIs, offers are somewhere between worthless and interesting without earnest money. We get refundable earnest money on every deal. So when somebody's making a verbal offer to a company, what I've found in the past is all that is they're feeling out the business owner for what they will or won't do. Yeah.
They're seeing how desperate they are.
Right. Mm-hmm. What's in their best interest as a buyer, right? So you're a plumbing company or you're an HVAC company here in town, and somebody's calling out. It's a hot market right now. They're being bought at very high multiples. Service companies right now are being bought at a very high multiple, and because it's a fragmented industry, the plumbing industry, the HVAC industry, the security industry, landscaping, pest control. Those are all companies we've sold in the past, and our business owners are being bombarded by email and phone with, hey, I'll buy your company. Well, hey, we'd like to make an offer on your company. And it's all talk. Right. It really is It's distracting. It's all talk. If you're a business owner and you've gotten those calls, I really believe the best thing you can do is hire an M&A firm. Doesn't have to be MDR Associates, but don't do it alone. Right.
Right. To me, I mean, you mentioned that people can sell their houses on their own. That's not something that I would ever do. And so to me, it feels like if someone were to call me up and say, hey, I want to buy your home, my first call would be to a realtor to be like, can you help me with this transaction?
100% same type of, that's a great point. Same type of situation. If you're getting bombarded with people in your industry, again, and you're dealing with one company, that is the wrong path to go down. Because there's no competitive landscape. There's not a natural fear of loss built in that we create running our 10-step unique process we covered last week, and we're going to cover it in the future. Our 10-step unique process is designed to get 2 or 3 offers, to create a competitive landscape, to get that offer up considerably. I would say from the first offer, we're always up at least 10 or 20% over that offer.
Right. Well, and two, if you are getting calls about your business and maybe it's not even on your radar to sell, you're not really thinking about it yet. It's still kind of that distant thing in the future. If you're getting calls about your business, now may be a great time to contact us and let us put it on the market and see what else we can get for it.
Yeah, that's a great point. The last couple of years, with COVID, we're now over COVID and things are back to normal. It took a bite out of a lot of people. I mean, we didn't have a closing for I think 6 months from March to October in 2020.
Right.
A lot of businesses were shut down. I mentioned a massage business completely shut down. Well, now everything's back to normal, and multiples. I just want to make the point that multiples are at sky high.
Well, in case people don't know, explain what multiples are.
Well, a multiple is just every business is pretty much sold on a multiple of EBITDA, right? Which is free cash flow, as Jenny explained a couple weeks ago on the radio. So a multiple of your net income plus your compensation plus interest, depreciation, right?
Yep. It's the free cash flow that you can throw off the business.
Correct.
Right.
So multiple of that number. So multiples during COVID were, 2, 3. Now they're back up to where they should be. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, depending on the industry. Every deal is different.
Right.
I tell you what, this week we actually do third-party formal business valuations. Because it's Easter weekend, the first 5 people to contact me are going to get 50% off of our third-party valuation.
Wow.
50% off, half price.
Okay.
And so it's right at our cost to do a third-party valuation because you don't know if you want to sell until you know what you're worth.
Right.
My number to contact me for that offer of 50% off a third-party valuation this week and this week only is 469-995-6060. Again, 469-995-6060. Michael D. Rubin, founder and CEO of MDR Associates. I'll receive your name and number. I'll give you a personal call within 24 hours. We can do an introductory call, and if you engage with us, we'll offer 50% off on our third-party 150-page defendable in court business valuation.
And explain to the listener what they're going to have to provide for that, so that they don't feel like that's an intimidating process.
It's not intimidating. They're going to send our analyst Hensei is going to send you a business questionnaire. Simple. Fill it out. It takes 45 to 60 minutes. Send some basic financials. Answer the questionnaire, and in 2 to 3 weeks, you'll have a 120 to 150 page defendable document on what your business is worth.
And an analysis. He provides a lot of good insight.
Talk about what's in that third party valuation. Obviously, they will look at multiple ways to value your company, right?
Right.
Discounted cash flow multiple. A lot of different ways they're going to look at valuing your company. But what's in that valuation of over 100 pages?
Well, because they've asked you a lot of questions and they know your industry because they'll have done some research. Hensei will have done some research. He's able to let you know where you're really strong and sellable, and where there are some things that maybe you need to think about and change, and how to make yourself more marketable.
That's great. That's exactly correct. They're going to score you in multiple areas. It's a sellability score. How sellable are you? And that really goes into the book. We're going to get to a chapter here pretty quickly that talks about how to increase value. We have 15 levers, 15 ways you can increase value within the book. We describe those 15 things, and then 15 things that decrease value within the book that I wrote. So back to the reason I wrote the book is I wanted business owners to have every bit of knowledge that we've gained over 15 years and 225 closings on everything they're going to need to know if they put their business on the market, what they're going to go through. Did
something happen last summer that kind of spurred this? I need to write this book.
I think it was a Holy Spirit God thing. I think the Lord just kind of spoke to me about putting all of it on paper. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning.
You were all over it.
Fast.
You wrote that thing fast.
14 chapters. They're easy to read chapters. It's only 110 pages and very informational. There's questions in the back you can kind of go through your own journey about selling your company for maximum value. Because the truth is, business owners want to at some point slow down, smell the roses.
Right.
They want to play with their grandkids like I did this week in Beaver Creek and spring break.
Right.
They want to golf. They want to fish. They want to travel with their significant other. And if that's you, if you're in the car, you're driving around running a business, maybe you've been building it since the 70s, 80s, or 90s, it would be my honor and my privilege to at least give you a complimentary opinion of value. And if this is Easter weekend, so I want to give to the greatest of our ability. If you are interested in a third-party valuation, and you really want to know what you're worth definitively, because we can have our opinion.
Right.
You can have your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The market's going to dictate this ultimately, but that I tell you, our third-party valuations get you really, really, really close to what the market will give you in terms of what your business is worth. If you want a complimentary opinion of value and a complimentary book, the formal valuation will be 50% off for the first 5 callers to my cell phone at 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. Just text or call me, and I will call you within 24 hours, and we'll have that introductory call. I'll send the book to you, or you can come in and do a discovery meeting. And if you engage with us, 50% off the third-party valuation.
Yeah, and those valuations go a long ways towards buyer negotiation as well. It's harder for a buyer to argue with your value when you've got a hard copy valuation in front of you.
So true. We do the 4K video. We do your incredible marketing package you put together, and Hensay will do a matching third-party valuation. They all designed to go together to package your company at the best possible light and put your offering above all the other thousands of companies that are being sold with this silver tsunami we're in the middle of.
That's
Baby
right.
boomers. It'll never happen again. There's 77 million baby boomers in the United States that own 40% of all small businesses, and it'll never happen again. And 10,000 a day are retiring. 10,000. That's why I wrote the book. Mm-hmm. We're in this unprecedented time where business owners need information on how to sell their company for maximum value. Well, we're going to take a short break, Jenny, and we'll be right back with more information about how to sell your company for maximum value.
See you in a minute. All right, we're back. Welcome. Michael, we have kind of a short segment here before we have to go to commercial again. So maybe we talk a little bit about our most recent client. It was interesting.
Yes, it was. Yes. Peterson Landscaping. It's our first closing of the year. Right?
That's
between
right.
$3 and $4 million transactions. Yeah. So
closed in January.
That's a middle-sized deal for us. Closed in January. We started with him in October.
Mm-hmm.
So it was quick. We had it under contract in the first 30 days.
Right.
And so, yeah, when Joe Peterson came into our office in Frisco near the Star, he sat down with the MDR team, and the first thing he said is, "I'd like to sell my business. I started in 1978. It's a commercial and residential landscape company in the mid-cities, Haltom City." Yeah. And he said, and of course, the hour and a half went by quickly, and the last question I always wait to ask is, "Why are you selling?"
Right.
And Joe looked me in the eye, and he said, "You know, Mike, I know when enough is enough, and I'd like to support my church, my pastor. I'd like to do counseling. I'd like to just slow down, smell the roses, get out of the landscape business with dirt and rocks and plants and trees." And he said, "I love my employees." And that's when he had me. Mm-hmm. He said, "They're like family."
Yeah. He said, I've reached the peak, and I want my employees to continue to have opportunities to grow. So I need some fresh introduction into this company so that my employees still have opportunities.
Yeah, and he said, "They're like family to me. I've given them no interest loans over the years. I take care of them. I've never let a single employee go for 40 years.
It's crazy.
That blew my mind.
Right.
But he had me.
Yeah.
He had me at hello. I mean, he had me at that point.
He had me at hello.
He had me at hello.
Hold on. Isn't that another Jerry Maguire reference?
Oh, we going to Jerry Maguire again?
It's another
He
Jerry
had me
Maguire.
at hello. When he told me that, when he said, "Listen, I love my employees. I take care of them like family," I thought, this is a man I could serve. You know, we have a servant heart at MDR Associates. We're a Christian-led firm with Christian values. We don't want to talk about it. We want you to just see our values in action, right? And so it's just one of those things that when I meet with a client, when I meet with a prospective seller, we only take about 1 out of 4 because they have to select us and we have to select them. They have to be profitable, trackable, highly motivated, and we like them. They like us, we like them. They select us, we select them, right?
Yep. It has to be a good fit.
I know the moment, it's almost like the Holy Spirit or God taps me on the shoulder and says, "You're going to serve this man." And we did 6 months. It ended with a celebration dinner at Bob's Chop House with buyer Matt and his wife, and Joe and his wife Coco. And we sat there and we celebrated a great transaction that literally God put together. You know, Easter Sunday this Sunday. So today. So just wanted to say, you know, the chapter we're going over this week is "Don't do it alone." I don't think you should do life alone.
No.
I think you need somebody
That's right.
right next to you.
Yep.
Footsteps in the sand kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very thankful for my Lord and Savior. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Welcome, North Texas business owners. Welcome back to Sell Your Company for Maximum Value with myself, Michael D. Rubin.
And Jenny Swain.
Jenny on the block. Is my nickname still Bulldog?
Oh, Bulldog. Okay.
Is my nickname still Bulldog from a couple weeks ago?
Today. I may come up with something new. We'll see what happens. After all these Jerry Maguire references, I think I probably need to figure something else out.
I didn't mean to go into Jerry Maguire. It is one of my favorite movies, so maybe, I don't know, subconsciously I'm bringing quotes out of Jerry Maguire. Or maybe we protect business owners' interests.
Yes. Well, and that's the Bulldog kind of thing.
But do you remember what Jerry said at the end of the movie? Or not Jerry.
Okay.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Do you remember what he said on the ESPN interview at the end of the movie?
No, because I'm a female and I don't remember movie quotes that well. It is a male-female thing.
He mentions the word qualm. You remember?
I remember it, but I don't remember it word for word.
You're my qualm, man.
You're my qualm.
And they go into what that means. Well, if you're a North Texas business owner, I defend business owners like Jerry Maguire.
You're their qualm?
No, he'd say he's going after the qualm, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's going after
now I'm going to have to watch it again.
Which is peace and love and joy and all the things we've been talking about. Spending more time with your grandkids. Traveling, golfing, spouse time. Like, at some point, you want to slow down and smell the donuts.
Smell the donuts?
Did I say smell the donuts?
You did say smell the donuts.
You want to stop making the donuts. Smell the roses and stop making the donuts.
But, I mean, the donuts do smell pretty amazing. They do smell pretty amazing.
Stop making the donuts, slow down and smell the roses, just like Cuba Gooding Jr. did. We represent Texas business owners here in North Texas. I own a firm called MDR Associates. We've been around 15 years. We've closed over 225 Texas business owners and Texas businesses, and we've sold them for maximum value. And so I'm in my new book that I wrote for business owners last summer. It was printed and started to be distributed in January. I'm giving the book away to the first 5 people that text me on my private and personal cell phone. Text or call me at 469-995-6060. 469-995-6060. First 5 callers get a complimentary copy of the book.
Or text.
Text me. All my clients text me once we're in the middle of a deal. The whole time.
Right. The world texts these days.
Everyone's texting, so text or call me. 469-995-6060. Also, if you end up coming in and signing an engagement letter and we represent you, we are going to discount our third-party valuation 50%.
Wow.
Yeah, 50%, which is thousands of dollars. We're going to discount our third-party valuation because you don't know if you want to sell.
Until you know what you're worth.
That's right. So as we go into this, I'd like to touch back on what's going on currently at the firm. Okay. We launched this radio program 3 weeks ago. We've had tons of inquiries. We have our first discovery meeting with a company out of Allen, Texas, this Thursday. Looking forward to it. He reached out in the first week of the radio show. We're in communications with a wedding venue up in Oklahoma. It's right in the kind of Texoma. So we do sell companies occasionally in Oklahoma. If you're listening to this in Oklahoma, we're not just selling Texas businesses. Occasionally we do dip into that Texoma across the line, and they are just, I don't know if they're on the south part of the line or just in Oklahoma, but
we're in Frisco. So a lot of people that live in Dallas proper say that we're actually South Oklahoma.
No. I know. They think we're in Oklahoma up in Frisco and Prosper. I live in Prosper. A lot of my friends say, I'm not coming up to Oklahoma to visit you. But no, literally, we reach all the way up, and we occasionally have sold some businesses on the Oklahoma-Texas border. But we're Texans serving Texans. If you're a Texas company and you've been building a company for years and years, you want to know what your value is, we're going to do a 50% discount here on Easter Sunday for business owners so they can definitively know in that third-party valuation, it's about 100 to 150 pages.
That's right.
They go out and they look at comps all over the country. Our analyst looks at comps all over the country and gets a definitive value that's defendable in court. It's a real document, and it usually is something that for a little bit for more sizable companies is very, very important to do. Right. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's hard to get your hands around a big company, and so to have that valuation right there to even share with a buyer when you get to that step is important, because it's hard to get your hands around a big company like that.
And if you engage with us after that third-party valuation, because a lot of times we're just engaged just to do the valuation.
Right.
You don't know if you want to sell until you know what you're worth.
Right.
A lot of times that's a defendable document that really holds the buyers accountable to what they're going to pay for your company.
Exactly. It keeps the negotiations down a little bit.
It does. It does. There's not so much back and forth. Generally, we're almost we're like 98% to that valuation year to day. As we've sold companies over the years. So again, if you're a business owner, hit me on my cell phone or text me at 469-995-6060. You'll get a complimentary copy of the book and a possible 50% off the third-party valuations that we do. Now, back to the book. We're in Don't Do It Alone. I had a gentleman named Aaron, owned a landscaping company, and I did our initial call. I think it was around 2011. I'm taking you back almost 13 years now.
That was way before me.
Yep. And he called me, and he said, I'm going to try to do this thing alone. Mm-hmm. He'd gotten a call from another landscaping company.
Right.
They verbally made an offer. Mm-hmm. He called me 11 months later, frustrated that he was still talking him down in price, and said, "Can you take this deal over? Yeah, I want to go with you. You were right. Mm-hmm. It's impossible to do this on your own. It's almost impossible. Are there circumstances where sellers sell it on their own? Yeah, 3% of the time. Right. But that's not what you want. You want to hire an M&A advisory firm or business brokerage that knows exactly what they're doing, that has a 10-step unique process like we do. Yeah. That we've learned that and created that and chiseled that over 15 years and 225 closed transactions, so you can keep your eyes on your business. That's right. Business owners need to keep their eyes firmly on their business, or else what happens, Jenny? Well, you lose track. Your results start to decrease. Things move down. Key employees leave. There's a huge risk in doing it on your own. Right. That's the bottom line. And you get frustrated as well because you're being constantly pulled in so many different directions. Oh, and I got to tell you, it's a beating. Every time we list a company, we get 50 to 100 inquiries, and 5 to 10 are real buyers. Right. 50 to 90 40 to 80 are going to just waste your time. They're not ready, willing, and able buyers. So talk about that just a second, because I don't think they realize how much qualification that we do as a firm for these sellers. That's the heavy lifting. When we get to the point, right, I think it's step 6 of the process where we list it on or step 5 or 6. We list it on all the websites. BizBuySell's the biggest website, right? I mean, there's tens of millions of people that hit it monthly. Right. Either they're at a job, they want to buy a business, they're at a similar company, they want to buy a business. They click the button. We pay to be at the highest spot at MDR Associates, meaning you list with us, you're going to 99 websites, BizBuySell, and 98 other websites, and it's a confidential blind ad. We sign an NDA, and I got to tell you, that process of qualifying buyers ready, willing, and able is exhausting. Yeah. Because only 1 or 2 out of 10 can afford a candy bar. Right. So just out of curiosity, what are some of the questions that you ask where you can immediately ascertain whether a buyer is ready, willing, and able? Well, one of them is, why did you inquire on this offering? I asked it today on our big $10 million offering, metal recycling. I said, why did you inquire? I just did it. Yeah. 30 minutes ago. Right. Why did you inquire in the offering? And he said, how are you going to finance it? Why did you inquire? And the gentleman said, I think it's a great business. It's netting over, millions of dollars a year. And he went into why but that didn't really answer the question. Why is this special? Yeah. Second question I ask is, how much cash are you comfortable putting into the transaction yourself? Yeah. We have all kind of buyers. Right. We have funless sponsors that have no money that try to tie you up and then try to find out how to finance the deal. A lot of times we're not going to talk to a funless sponsor. Right. That's not ready and able. That's not ready, willing, and certainly not able. We have private equity, family offices that have dedicated money ready. Trillions of dollars after COVID are on the sidelines. Trillions that must be spent, or they have to send it back to their investors. Now is the perfect time. 2024 is the perfect time to sell your company for maximum value. Another question I ask that I don't think anyone really focuses on, other M&A firms, is what's your credit? If they're an individual investor, we ask credit score questions. Who's your banker? Who's the president of your bank? What if you're selected and we structure this deal and you end up winning the deal? How would you get it financed? What's the structure? How much of your own cash are you putting in? Yeah. We have to ask those questions because we get lied to every day with buyers and buyer groups every day. Yeah, right. That say they can do this and that, and really they're just feeling it out to tie it up, to see if they could get it financed and done.
Right.
So if you're a business owner in North Texas, we're going to take a break here real shortly. But if you're a business owner, I am going to give away my book to the first 5 callers. If you call or text my personal and private cell phone right now at 469-995-6060. That's 469-995-6060. Our website is www.mdrma.com. mdrma.com. We're going to take a short break, Jenny, and we'll be right back with Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Welcome back, North Texas business owners. Michael D. Rubin, CEO of MDR Associates, and in the studio we've got...
This is Jenny Swain.
Jenny on the block.
That's right, that's right. Hey, you didn't really finish your story about Aaron, and the...
landscape company
the
in 2011.
So go ahead and finish that one up.
All right. Well, he tried to sell it himself. He said, listen, I'm going to try to do this myself. I have an offer from an individual. He's made me an offer. I don't really need your help. 11 months later, called me back and said that buyer has been wearing him out, still hasn't put it in writing.
Right.
Guys, if it's not in writing, it's not an offer. It's just talk.
Right.
We just talked about buyers in the last segment, right? They're telling the truth.
Right.
Sometimes.
So then what happened? Did you get it done?
Yeah. So he called me. He came in the firm. We signed a listing agreement.
Okay.
Within a month, we had 3 buyers. A gentleman by the name of Bill bought his business, Green Text Landscaping, and still operates that today.
So the guy that he was talking with for all those months kind of just disappeared?
Absolutely wasted his time, brought his gross income down. He took his eyes off the business. We were very fortunate to even sell it for what we did to Bill, who today still owns that business, Green Text Landscaping Service Company. But Aaron and I are still friends. He might even come on our podcast here in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
So I've been in communication with him. Great guy. He got into self-storage afterwards. So for him, he's one of the rare business owners. Was in his lower 40s when he sold Green Text Landscaping with us. So we're always talking to baby boomers, right? If you're a baby boomer, we love baby boomers, and we do.
Right.
But there's there's Gen X's like you and I. Yep. I'm 53.
Right.
We won't give your age away on the air.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when you were talking about Joe Peterson and the landscaping business, and you said he started it in 1978, I almost said, I was 2 years old then, but then that gives away my age, so whatever.
You just gave away your age, basically. I was 8, she was 2, folks. So, yeah, she's somewhere in her 30s.
25. Come on, I'm in my 20s.
All right, so I want to come back and talk about second bite of the apple. You know what that is?
I think, you go ahead and share.
Okay.
What is it?
Second bite of the apple.
I mean, I know what it is. But go ahead.
If you're a business owner in North Texas, you've been building your business for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Right.
You're at retirement age. You're in your 50s, 60s, 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready to slow down and smell the roses. But you know what? Maybe you got 3 more years in you, 5 more years in you.
You can't fathom just walking away.
You can't fathom. You're one of those people maybe it's not ready to sell, in your opinion.
Yeah. You just want some of the pressure off.
There's 1,000 ways to exit.
Mm-hmm.
There's not just 100% see your keys, see you later, here's the business, and I'm gone.
Right, and that's
generally never how it happens.
To me, that's one of the biggest values of engaging an M&A firm is that you can provide them options, whether it's these kind of options or it's financing options.
Designing their perfect exit strategy.
Exactly.
We need to say that more often. We design your perfect exit strategy. We give you exit options.
Yep. And what you think is your exit strategy may not end up being the right one.
Right. Like you maybe never thought that you could get millions of dollars in chips off the table and still get your salary and health benefits and cell phone and still be the CEO of your company. Did you even know that? Right. You didn't know that, and you want us to design your perfect exit strategy, contact me on my cell phone directly, founder to founder, confidentially, 469-995-6060. Text or call. Mm-hmm. I prefer text. Yeah. Text me your name, your company, your web address, what you guys do, and I will give you a call back in 24 hours, give you a complimentary copy of Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. We'll give you the book when you come in, or we'll send it to you. I'll sign it and send it to you, or you can get it when you come engage. And if you engage on this is Easter Sunday, we're going to give you 50% off of a third-party valuation that gets the whole thing started. We definitively need to know. Very important. Very important, especially a sizable company. I would say over $2 million, $3 million. Probably. We definitely want to get a third-party valuation. What if that valuation increased your value from $7 to $10 million? You may be undervaluing yourself, right? You may not know. I had a gentleman think he was worth $2 million. We sold it for over $16 million. Wow. Yeah. HVAC company. Right. Just didn't know. Right. He thought it was a one-time his cash flow. Yeah.
You don't want to shoot yourself low.
No, gosh, no. And so a lot of times you just want to know definitively. We'll give you what we call an opinion of value in our discovery meeting. You come in and meet with us, be honored. I'd be honored to meet you, hear your story, hear your value proposition, answer all your questions, go deep, in a discovery meeting. But at least let's have an introductory call. Let me get you a copy of my new book, Sell Your Company for Maximum Value.
Yep.
And if you engage with us, we'll give you half off on a third-party valuation. What I'd like to end the segment with, I think we have a couple more minutes.
Okay. Yep.
Is in the next few weeks, we're going to cover the next few chapters. Please tune in with us every Sunday, 12 to 1. We're going to go into next week, selecting the right M&A firm, why it's so important, what questions you need to ask other firms to find the perfect fit. We don't want to, look, if we can't bless you and your family, we do not want to be involved. Isn't that right, Jenny? Have you seen that play out, or is that, those just words?
Yeah. No, those are not words at all. I mean, we take a vested interest, and we really want it to be a win-win.
Yep. So next week, selecting the right M&A firm. The week after that is put your buyer hat on. A lot of people go into these meetings as sellers, and that's great.
Right.
But let's put your buyer hat on and see if your company's really ready.
Yeah.
Is management in place?
Are your financials steady
clean?
And stable?
We have a pre-exit department in our firm. You head that up, Jenny, as our chief financial officer, and we clean up financials before companies are ready, and we get them ready for sale, and we do it in the best possible light. So I would say this. Whether you're 5 years from retiring or selling, you're 3 years, 1 year, we prefer 6 to 12 months because it's perfect timing. Clean up the financials, get it on the market in the next few months. Now's a perfect time to sell in 2024. 2024, multiples are at sky high. There's lots of money on the street. Yeah. And last time, we're going to end the segment. So last time, I'd like to get my cell phone out. First 5 people to hit me on my cell, text or call, 469-995-6060. We'll have an introductory call. I'll give you a complimentary copy of the book. And if you engage with us, 50% off the formal valuation.
Awesome.
Just say the keyword to me for the 50% off the valuation, Jerry Maguire.
Funny. Jerry. I thought you were going to say, show me the money.
No, we won't go into that. That was a special week last week.
That was special.
All right. Well, I hope everyone had an incredible Easter Sunday. God bless you out there. If you're building a business, we want to meet you. We want to bless you. We want to, because you don't know if you want to sell.
Until you know what you're worth.
Until next week, Jenny and Mike in the studio here. Visit us next week, 12 to 1, for Sell Your Company for Maximum Value. Be blessed.
Have a great week.